Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview, February 2nd, 2016. Traders, great to be with you. This is brought to you by FXCL Excellence in Trading. Welcome to a Tuesday of our data week. I gotta say, we have a lot of data coming out this week, and of course Friday is the non-farm payrolls out of the US, the big data event of the month. So a lot to talk about today. We have 6 charts to look at, and we'll go over some news, and I'll give you my commentary for today. However, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I'm your moderator for the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this during the Asia session. Let's see. I started trading in 2006. Wow, time flies, huh? And I retired from a wonderful career in the United States as a firefighter paramedic and came to Thailand 9 days later for a 3-month holiday. Well, I'm in my 8th year here in Thailand and absolutely loving life. And it's great for trading. I could trade all 3 sessions and still get a good night's rest. Up early in the morning, go to sleep late at night, and just trade myself away. That's the way to do it, traders. Yep. Modern technology today, you can trade on the go. iPhones, iPads, Androids, everything. But I have to tell you, traders, I do trade and I listen to fundamentals all day. I pay for a news feed, and I know what's going on around the world. And I don't trade the numbers when a news event is coming out. I wait about 45 minutes after the news event comes out, and then I look to see if I can enter into a trade that will fit my criteria to enter the trade. However, I'm a technician. I love charts. I like candlesticks. I like price action. I like support, resistance. I use Fibonacci all the time. I do use 2 indicators, though, depending on what instrument I trade. And I do trade 2 instruments. My Forex, I use harmonics. So I use harmonics indicator on my charts. And then in the US session, I do trade options. So I use Ikimoku clouds for those trades. But, you know, I love analyzing charts and seeing where we're going. And of course, we always start at the daily chart and work our way down. So that's just a little bit about myself, and it's great to be with you. It's absolutely beautiful today in Pattaya, Thailand, and looks like sunny skies and white sandy beaches as we start early in the morning today. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way, keep the lawyers happy. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential of rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Remember, every time you hit that button and enter a trade, you are putting money on the table that can be taken away from you. Remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head over to news and commentary. Let's take a look at what's going on. Well, I think we have a lot going on, but let's see how the markets closed yesterday. The Dow 30 closed down 0.10%. The S&P 500 closed down negative 0.04%. The NASDAQ was barely in the green, positive 0.14%. And the small cap 2000 was negative 0.28%. Sort of a mixed figure there, but mostly everything was in the negative there. Looking at, let's take a look at the Eurozone, and everything is absolutely in the red. The DAX closed negative 0.41%. The FTSE 100 out of London closed 0.39%, and the CAC 40 out of Paris was 0.56% in the red. And the Eurostoxx 50 out of Frankfurt was negative 0.89%. Traders, let's move over to Asia and see what happened over here in Asia. Remember, some of these countries are currently trading. Some of them are not open yet. However, the Nikkei 225 is currently trading, and it's negative 0.33%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is currently negative 0.64%. The China A50 out of Shanghai closed yesterday negative 1.73%. And the Hang Seng out of Hong Kong closed negative 0.45%. And the Kospi, which is currently trading, is negative 0.52%. A lot of red in the markets, huh? Boy, they don't like something that's going on. Well, got a sort of an idea what's going on, to be honest with you. All right, let's take a look at what's going on our economic calendar today. We do have some high impact data today. 22:30 hours on Wall Street. We have interest rate decisions out of um, Australia today, so we want to make sure that we're alert to that. We have an RBA statement at the same time. That will move the markets one way or another. We're going to get a trade out of that. Uh, Again, I don't trade the announcement. However, I do wait about 30 to 40 minutes, and we'll see if we can get in that trade. And I'm hoping that the data is bad, and we can sell that because my bias is to sell the Aussie dollar. But Aussie does have some high impact data coming out today. Earlier today, at 1900 hours on Wall Street, we had commodity price index come out at negative 2.3%, and previous was negative 1.8% out of the Kiwi today. Let's see what's going on here as we move into the Eurozone. We have German unemployment change today in the European session, which is definitely going to be a market mover, and so we'll keep an eye on that. Also, we have construction PMI out of the Great British Pound, and got the Euro employment rate, but I don't think that's going to make that much of a difference. I'm sure it's not going to be a good number. They haven't put out good numbers in quite a while. The U.S. session today is absolutely flat. There's nothing going on in the U.S. session today, so not much going on in the U.S. session, but Asia and the London session, we're going to be pretty busy today watching data and making sure we're up to date on what's going on there. I think 22:30 hours on Wall Street, that Aussie news is going to be very interesting, and that is 10:30 a.m. in Bangkok, Thailand time, for those of you who are on the Asia side of the world. All right, so that's what's going on there. Commentary is we had some pretty good price action yesterday, and we had some nice trades. Some of our trades just didn't work. However, they never gave you an entry, and you'll see that when we go into the charts. We never got the entry, and some trades just went up, and we were expecting them to go down, and that's the way Forex works. But we never got the entry, and so nobody should have lost anything yesterday. Some of the trades worked well, and hopefully you made some profit on that. So let's head over and see what's going on. Let's look at the euro dollar. This is pretty flat. Did come up a little bit, through yesterday. Broke the 200 exponential moving average and then just went sideways all of New York session here and then into Asia. So I'm looking for this to pull back up to this R1, believe it or not. And I'm looking at 1.0917. We're going to sell this. I'm going to sell it all the way down to support at 1.0811. And we'll sell it down to that support zone down there. I do see the daily pivot. I don't think it's going to be an issue. If anything's going to be an issue, it's going to be the 200 exponential moving average. I don't see the daily pivot as going to be a bounce, but I would expect a bounce at the 200 EMA. And that's why I want this to pull up to the R1, because I want to be break even by the time we get to that area. But this does look like a nice trade to the downside. It hasn't taken out any serious resistance levels, and if you look left of the chart, it hasn't taken out those levels left of the chart. So we're going to remain bearish here, and all I want to do is sell the euro dollar. Let's take a look at the Great British Pound dollar. This is at resistance. This moved up yesterday, which was surprising to me. So we're at resistance now. We're at a great level now to just sell this. I wouldn't even wait for London Open. If I get a bearish candlestick formation at 1.4411, let's sell this. I do see the daily pivot. It's not an issue. And we're going to take profit at 1.4303. So, this is over 100 pip trade here, folks, if this works. But we need that bearish candlestick, and we need some confirmation. So I'm going to go to higher time frames and lower time frames to make sure that this trade is probabilities are on my side of the table, and we can get to break even, right? That's the goal. We want to get to break even, and then it's a free trade. What happens after that? It's all good, because I really don't care. Of course, we want to make big profits, and that's what we're looking at today. This looks like a great trade, but it has taken out previous resistance levels if you look left of the chart, and let's just sell this. Sell it. Let's do it. Okay, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar, like I said, has some pretty big data coming out in about 2 hours. So we'll keep an eye on that. I want to sell this. I do want to sell this, and I wouldn't enter any trades with the Aussie dollar until this data comes out. I hope it stays where it's at 0.7105, and we'll take it down to 0.7060. So that'll be a nice 45 pip trade, but we do have this data that's going to really impact this, and this is going to swing either to the upside or it's going to bang to the downside. And I'm hoping it bangs to the downside. We can stay with the trend. I don't want to buy the Aussie dollar, folks. If it gets up to R1, I'll sell it from the R1 pivot that you can see on the chart above the FXCL logo there. That would be okay. I don't have a problem with that. I'll sell it from there. So we just have to wait for that data to come out. Nothing to do at this point, and no reason to do anything. Don't buy, don't sell, don't do anything. But we want it. My bias is to sell the Aussie dollar. Let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. Sort of worked out yesterday. I mean, it did come down, took a take profit area yesterday, worked out nice. But now we're at the daily pivot point, and I'm waiting for a bearish candlestick formation. I'm not sure this is going to hold here. I think this is going to probably get close to that 200 exponential moving average. So this might continue to the upside and then fall back down again. Really depends, again, on this data that's coming out. This might affect this pair, and it might move it in one way or another. However, the plan is at 1.5332, we're going to take this all the way down to 1.5259, and you can see that's our support line there, and it's also the S1 pivot point. So, we're going to watch this pair, but I'm definitely bearish. I want to sell this. I only want to sell this. Whatever it does, if it goes all the way back up to the 200, it's great. Let it go back up to the 200. We'll sell it from there. But I definitely want to sell this. I don't want to buy the Euro Aussie. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Yen. Not a lot of price action. To my surprise, to be honest with you, I thought yesterday that this would sort of like even itself out. And I'm still bearish in this. They had their big data last week, the negative interest rates and all that stuff, but I'm still bearish here, and I'm looking for this to come to the downside. So it's going to break below this. Well, let's see if we can get up to this R1 pivot is what I'd like to see. And then we'll sell it at 131.91. We'll get out at 130.83. So I mean, this has the potential for a 75 pip trade here, but we need a good entry. And where it's at now, and these candles are like small and, can I say wimpy? Yeah, wimpy. That's the word of the day. So these candles aren't really good. However, I do want to sell the Euro Yen. I definitely want to sell it. So we're just going to have to wait. And this looks like it's going to be a London trade. We're not going to be able to do anything quick here on this one. Yeah, look at this. New Zealand dollar did an up move yesterday. I wasn't expecting this when I opened my charts early this morning, about 6 a.m. Thailand time. And was quite surprised when I saw this move to the upside. Totally bullish yesterday. However, it's at resistance now, and now either the bears are going to take control of it or not. So I'm just waiting for a bearish candlestick formation, and then we're going to sell it. You can put a trend line in there, folks, and see if it breaks that trend line, and then retest it and take it down. But I'm just looking for, I want to take out that little wick there in that blue candle, and if it takes out that low, we can sell it. I'd like to sell it at 0.6539, and we'll get out at 64.84. I do see the daily pivot point. I expect a bounce there. That's an issue now, and you have to be willing to decide if you want to take that risk or not. But we're going to get a bounce at that daily pivot point. There is price action left of the chart from the daily pivot point, and we are expecting a bounce, and our entry is very close to it. So you have to put your intelligent stop at the right position, right? You're gonna have to be pretty on it to get that pinpointed. But entry is gonna be important in this trade. We're not gonna get break even by the time we get to the daily pivot. There's just, even if it goes up and comes back down, we're still not gonna get break even by that point. But I'm bearish on the New Zealand dollar. Well, traders, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. On behalf of myself, William Gilder, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining me on a Tuesday, February 2nd, 2016, on a busy data trading week. Traders, have a great trading day. Grab those profits. Remember to trade smart and not hard, traders. And we'll talk to you in about 24 hours. Take care now. See you. Bye-bye.